Hi everyone, back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. And just a little thought here, food for thought, so to speak. And it all comes off the back of the transfer window yet again. Yes, I'm still talking about it, even though it's February now. Newcastle United did not sign a defensive midfielder, a number 6, as it's called, or a 4 in old money just for you, PK. We didn't sign that player. And once again, we've seen games where one pass has killed off the entire midfield again. Ever since that seems to be the main goal that we concede. Our midfield is industrious. You've got Bruno Guimaraes, you've got Sean Longstaff who runs for days, you've got Louis Miley who's great on the ball, still a young lad learning his game, but looks incredible in terms of his age, in terms of what he's doing in the Premier League and in the Champions League. But we don't have a defensive-minded midfielder, so quite often, especially when we get caught up in the moment, those 3 players are up the other end of the park, and then that one pass takes all 3 of them out. They don't have the pace to get back, and we're in big trouble. And then the back 4 is under pressure, which we've seen time and time again. So this was a player that we thought we should have signed in the summer, really. We didn't. This is a player we should have signed in January. We didn't. We haven't got Joe Linton. Now he's injured now for the whole season. Sandro Tonali suspended for the whole season, who probably could have done a job in that position as well. So we don't have anybody to play there. So the question is, what do you do? I've heard loads of different superlatives in terms of different players to play there, like Fabian Schär and stuff like that as well. I personally think Fabian Schär is too important to the back 4 and movement in that position. Now, there is a player that I'm going to throw out there just as a suggestion. I've heard this a couple of times, and I do think there's merit for this. I really do. And I'm not saying doing it every game, but I do think against maybe the bigger teams, the Arsenals, the Liverpools, the Spurs, where you are going to get those players in the midfield who get on the ball and make that pass. The Odegaards, the De Bruynes, the Cities, the De Bruynes, the Madisons, those types of players who will make that killer through ball pass. And you need the 6 to read it, pick on it, sit on them, stop them doing it. Like the goal that De Bruyne scored and the winner Oscar Bob scored. That was a prime example why number 6 was needed in that position. So this player, I think, could play here. I really do, because I think he's got all the attributes to be able to do it. And that player is Kieran Trippier. Now, before you scream at the screen and go, what the hell is he talking about? Trips is the best right back in the world, right? Trips is an amazing right back. But we also have Tino Livramento that can play right back, okay? So just hear me out on this one. If Kieran Trippier was to go and play in a number 6 position and sit in front of the back 4 with his ability on the ball, his range of passing, that he could find players from range, he could spray balls out wide, he could find through balls from that deep line position as well. But more importantly, he can track runners. He's got great positional sense. He's a great tackler. And I think Kieran Trippier, the number 6 position, could be an option for Newcastle United to look at moving forward. The fact that we don't have one in the squad, I think Trippier could do a fantastic job there. I really, really do. You look back at these goals that we keep conceding and these worries, even if it's an in-game change, if we suddenly are in the lead like we were against City and then they get back into the game, like prime example, the De Bruyne goal, they get back into the game with De Bruyne. If you make that change, I know Tino Livramento was missing through injury, but you could have quite easily maybe brought Lascelles on or something like that, moved Schär over to right back for a bit, or gone to 3 centre backs and then pull the wing backs in there and drop Trippier in that number 6, and maybe he stops that Oscar Bob pass from happening because he's in De Bruyne's face and he can't see the pass. So these are things that you got to start asking, Eddie, why we're not looking at this. If we don't sign players because of FFP, okay, accept that, you got to take that, but you got to work with what you've got, and we don't seem to be thinking about any innovative changes, within the squad that we do have, players that can play in that position. And you can't say that a player can't play there because he plays there. Joe Linton went from being a shot shy, bang average striker to a powerhouse midfielder. So you can make players is the wrong word, but you can get players to evolve their positions and play in different positions. And I think Kieran Trippier is such a good player that he could play in that deep line base of the midfield. I think he's done it in games before, where he's gotten the ball and made things happen as well. And I really think it could be an option for us to look at, for the rest of the season, certainly the big games, against those kind of top 4 sides that have those players that can find that killer ball, in between the lines and down the channels. And having a 6 there to protect the back 4 would be a great idea. And I think Trippier would be a good option to put in there. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below about that. Is it batshit crazy? Should we not even bother? Should we just accept the fact that we don't have a 6 and play with the midfield that we do and keep getting caught out by the same goal? Let us know in the comments. We always like to hear from you. If you can, subscribe. We'd love to have you on board. Loads of room for now more. We're over 6,500 subs now. Like the video, help the channel grow. It's all free content. If you want to be a member, there's an option there for you to check out too. Help support the channel, help us grow, help us bring you this great content. as we do. We'll be back soon with some more Newcastle United content, some more thoughts of the day as well. So stay tuned evermore, guys. Have a belter. We'll see you later. Cheers.